The United States is not going to remove all the people from Gaza and make it the French Riviera of the Middle East. But the fact that Donald Trump is proposing it does tell us something interesting. Okay, so by now you are aware that in a press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Tuesday, Donald Trump proposed that the U.S. become sort of the owner and operator of Gaza, and that because it's basically been leveled by Israel, the U.S. will be in charge of removing any unexploded mines, clearing out the rubble, and then building a big, beautiful area that they will own and operate as a luxury resort of some sort. Now, this is not going to happen. For a lot of reasons, not the least of which is that 1.8 million people live in Gaza, and just removing them forcibly or voluntarily, probably forcibly, is not going to be a thing. The U.S. is not sending troops into Gaza to remove the people who live there, he says, hopefully. I just can't imagine we're going to do that. But I do think I'm always interested in where these things spring from Donald Trump's mind. And in reading the reporting about this announcement, I guess, this morning, a couple things were interesting to me. One, it says that Trump was reading from a sheet in front of him. So that's one. Two, it says that he'd been thinking about this sort of proposal for the last several months. Okay, so what's interesting to me about it is this wasn't, as many of the things he says and does are, a sort of off-the-cuff remark. This at least appears to be something that he has thought through at some level and believes to be viable, wanted to put out there. Okay, so I think that that's interesting, number one, right? This is not just something he came up with like, oh, you know what we should do? Shine a light, bright light on people. Would that help them not get COVID? This is something that he thinks might work. Why? Why does he want to do this? A few things. One, remember, Donald Trump believes in himself to be the greatest deal maker in world history, and he wants to cement that reputation. He has said before that there is no bigger deal to be made than the Middle East. He said that in his first term. Number two, he clearly has expansionist ideas for his second term. Like, this is now not just a one-off here and a one-off there. Like, whatever you think of, Canada is the 51st state. Thank you, Thumb. Greenland, the Panama Canal, whatever you think of whatever you think of those things, they all fit into a pretty neat thing, which is Donald Trump wants to expand America's reach, literally, in the world, and to own more stuff. That appears to be, at least in the first 16 days of his presidency, one of the defining theories of the case. So it all makes a certain kind of sense when you understand how he views everything: deal making, legacy building, expansion, that all those things all sort of fit together. And remember, to go back to where I started, this was not a one-off. This is not a flight of fancy. He thought about this and thought, we should do this. And I think, again, even if it's not going to happen, which I think it's not going to happen, it is revealing that he thought enough of the idea and was unconstrained enough by his aides to propose it in a side-by-side with the Prime Minister of Israel. I just think that's telling. All right, everyone, take good care.